Elaine, since it's my turn to start this episode, I thought I'd kind of start us off with a little bit of a cold open. So, listeners, what you're about to hear has absolutely nothing to do with the episode topic, but I'm just going to have fun for a sec. So, Elaine, have you seen the new Batman movie, The Batman?
I haven't, but I have.
I haven't either.
Okay.
So, from what I've been seeing online, I've just noticed some striking similarities between, okay, I think we're the Wonka Riddler. I think we are the Riddlers of the Wonkaverse. And I know you may be like, what? What do you mean, Felicia? Why on earth would we be the Riddlers of the Wonkaverse? The Riddler in the 2022 Batman, basically his whole thing is he thinks he and Batman are allies and co-workers, whereas Batman is essentially going, I don't know who the fuck you are. Oh. Who the fuck are you? And he's like, you're my bestie, Batman. And I was like, this is strikingly similar to, I feel, how we have positioned ourselves to Timothée Chalamet. And I was like, are we Timothée Chalamet's Riddler? Sending him little greeting cards with little otters on them, I think.
Okay, maybe. We don't actually send those. We keep them in our treasure chest.
We don't send them, but we would think about it. It's bad when you're like, oh, this is what I'm like about Willy Wonka.
You don't want to see yourself in the Batman villain. That's not really
you don't want to see yourself in the Riddler. And I do, because the Riddler is Paul Dano, so I already see myself in the Riddler.
Ooh, forgot about that.
Right. And he's got glasses, so it's 1-to-1. But I don't want to. But basically his whole thing is, and then Batman visits him. This is spoilers for the Batman, a movie I haven't seen, everybody. Batman visits the Riddler in prison, and the Riddler is like, I had it all planned out. You and I, we would have been friends. And Batman was like, no, you're a little freak. And then the Riddler just screams for a minute and then starts singing Ave Maria. And then the Batman gets really pissed about it and starts banging on some glass.
I really hate how accurate that could be to this podcast.
Exactly. Just replace Ave Maria with a fucking Harvey Girls. That's it.
Go on down to your favorite train town station.
No!
Girls.
No! Oh,
Mr. Harvey's
upset. Not how it was supposed to go.
The Salisbury steak is on sale.
So anyway, besides the fact that we're the Riddler, this episode is actually not about that at all. I just thought about that last night. This episode, this is an interesting topic, and it's more of a discussion forum, a brainstorming panel.
Welcome to the writers panel.
Yeah, it's the writers room. This is the Wonka Watch writers room. You're getting a personal new sneak peek in. And today we're talking about, if Willy Wonka had a reality show, what would that be like? But of course, before we dive deep into today's topic, we've got to do what we do every week over here, which is the titular Wonka Watch. I got an article in my inbox about a week ago, which is Wonka prequel movie update shared by Star. And I was like, oh, pray tell me about this. So this was from an interview with Natasha Rothwell, who I did not know was in the film, but apparently she is in the large ensemble cast of Wonka. And she was recently in Sonic 2, and somebody asked her about Wonka on the red carpet. And we got a direct quote from her saying, I can't give anything away. I feel like I signed everything away to do it, but I had so much fun. I literally got back a few weeks ago from shooting in London. I was there for 5 months, and I just think that audiences are going to enjoy it. I think I'm drawn to stories, especially post the height and peak of pandemic, that spread goodness and love. And I think that's at the heart of both Sonic and of Wonka.
I'm sorry. Comparing Sonic and Wonka in my head, it was just a wild ride. She said, I signed everything away for this. Should we be concerned? Do you need to blink twice if you're good?
Everything
what the
else
hell did
there was very positive, very fun. And I was like, oh, and wait, you signed everything? Wait, how much what did you sign away? Did you sign your firstborn?
Here's Julius, take him.
Paul King is like, yes, I'll put you in the silly little bear movie, but you must give me your next of kin. And he's just
wow. I mean, what did she... I would hate to think what she had to sign away on Sonic. I mean, if Wonka's the heavy hitter, I would think, if anything, Sonic would be the more demonic,
give me every ring in your house.
I need them all. Roll.
That's exactly what Sonic sounds like.
When you
I don't think either of us know anything about Sonic. I don't think.
That's insane, though. That's
okay. So
exciting.
So I guess Natasha Rothwell is another person we can add to the cast of people in this movie. And then me and Elaine sent me an Instagram message, I guess like 2 or 3 days ago, which I did almost cry when I opened. And it turns out there's a movie released this week called For Olivia, which is about Roald Dahl and his relationship with his wife, which I don't really want to watch. But the problem is it's set while he's writing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which means we have to watch it. And Paddington Dad's in it. Hugh Bonneville, like he's Roald Dahl.
So it looks like we have flashbacks to the young couple and then the older couple, and the younger couple includes Sam Heughan, who is our hottie from Outlander, and that is the only thing that might get us through this.
I am not looking forward to it. I'll be honest. I looked at his Instagram page. He was not doing it for me, Elaine. I understand, but like I was not.
It's okay. You know how some people don't look good in a still photo, but in action it all makes sense. Like the blacksmith at Colonial Williamsburg. That's a whole side note, let me tell you. I agree with you there. Oh my God, that was insane.
Elaine recently went to Colonial Williamsburg, so
just to clarify, and Busch Gardens, but we'll talk about that here in just a second.
But yeah, honestly, I'm not looking forward to it because I think the movie's just going to be really depressing and very difficult to make jokes about because it's about how his kid died.
Oh, fuckity doodah. Seriously?
Like, what are we going to do? Like, we can't make jokes about it. I'll feel like a dick.
No,
like, if it was fictional.
This is what we'll do. We'll just make fun of the stupid parts. We'll be like, we honor the truth in the story. Now, why did we do this? And how did they romanticize Roald Dahl's life? Versus, again, my big question is, what happened in Africa? I just want to know. Why won't anyone tell me? Because they don't want to talk about it. So I am curious to see. Do we mention that? Do we talk about those crimes?
From the review I read, that is completely glazed over. Cool. Which I expected.
We like to deal with our problems like donuts. Glaze over them, baby.
Yeah. But I know, Elaine, I think you have something to bring to the table for this week for Wonka Watch, which I am so excited about.
Yeah. So a lot to unpack here very quickly. Before the height of knowing Felicia's love of log flumes, my friends and I had already booked this trip to Colonial Williamsburg and Busch Gardens because we're cool girls. And we had a great time. And jokingly, leading up into this weekend, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I'm going to Busch Gardens. Like the infamous log flume ride is there, but it was going to be 60-degree weather. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And the first day it was closed, but the second day it was open. And I looked at my friends, I was like, y'all, I have to go on this goddamn log flume ride. Because originally I was just going to take a sad picture outside of it and be like, oh no, I can't. No, it was open. Yeah. So I brought everyone with me, essentially.
Oh, thank God.
And Felicia, I've left a post log flume ride video for you in the drop zone.
Oh no.
That you can then experience me just briefly telling you what happened along with my friend.
How was the log flume?
It was good, but they directly shot me with a cannon. I watched the little boy do a double fist pump as he stared at me, shooting me directly with the cannon.
The inside was full of fire.
There's fire in the Busch Gardens log flume?
So much fire. It was great.
Hell yeah. It was really warm and nice. And then we also were keeping track. Apparently, I say nonsense words on roller coasters. Such as, the darkness consumes me. I am a god. I'm so sorry I underestimated you, sir. And then I told my friend Aubrey, put your hands away when she was like, like, dude, I say banana shit. It's insane. But yeah, no, a little boy stared at me as he shot me with a water cannon in 60-degree weather.
Honestly, it looks fun. It sounds like you guys are living the life.
It was really fun. So falling was a little bit spooky, but at that point I had been on so many roller coasters, which, fun fact, if you're an anxious person and let's say caffeine makes you anxious, but you love roller coasters and the first big ones you do are great and you're on that adrenaline rush and you keep doing them, you might find, why am I getting more anxious and scared of the smaller roller coasters that are definitely not as scary as the ones I started in the morning? And that is because your body will react like you're having caffeine, apparently, so that by the end of a very fun day, you are about to peel out of your skin and wriggle around like a little meat snake because you're so anxious. That's what I learned, because we got to walk on every single ride, which was great. We went on all the roller coasters except for the Pantheon, which has a 95-degree drop and 4 different launches, I believe. So
that is not worth it. Yeah, no. on roller coasters, I don't say anything. This really I feel like I could have put this down during my autism assessment. I don't say anything.
Wait, I like that as like a
completely
phrase.
silent.
I like that as like a phrase or a t-shirt at the ready, you know?
Yeah.
I love
but
that.
like I stay completely silent. I don't say anything. And I only screamed on roller coasters because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. When I'm having fun on a ride, I look like this.
Even more happened on this trip. It became this Wonka Watch themed thing. And I was in a Cracker Barrel to go to the bathroom, as one does. And we were looking at the stick candy because they're 35 cents. Fuck it, you know? And there's something more, first off, I love than going to a Cracker Barrel bathroom and seeing that they have the traffic light. I don't know. It brings me joy. I love walking around a Cracker Barrel.
Is there always traffic lights in the bathrooms at Cracker Barrel?
Well, just like one big one leading into the area to go to the bathrooms.
Is that like a design choice that's mandated? Or?
I believe probably. It would probably be a safety issue if they didn't have that. I mean, one thing goes wrong with those chicken and dumplings and it's like, oh, traffic jam. But more importantly, I'm looking at the candies and I saw something and it said Little Goose. And I was like, why does that sound familiar? And that's so stupid. And then my brain started glitching. And then I like had like a moment and then I was like, Goo clusters. And then I looked one over and there was a box, Felicia.
Oh my God.
Goo Goo Cluster, the original. And so I bought it. And I have not tried one yet until this very moment. And it is going to be the Goo Goo Cluster, the original peanut caramel and nougat covered in milk chocolate. It feels thick. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I feel like I'm in Nashville. That's going to be a Goo Goo Cluster. Oh. Whee! Okay. Ooh, it's got like the heft of a moon pie, but heavier. Like, you know, that feel on the outside, it feels like a moon pie, a little heavier. I'm going to crack it open.
Yeah, hold that up to the mic. Oh, no.
Oh,
okay, never mind. Don't.
Well, there wasn't.
Okay. It wasn't. I don't know. I get a lot of
Do you like the delicious sounds of my Goo Goo Cluster Googling together?
I don't know. When I was a kid, I was like addicted to the sound it makes when you break open a York peppermint patty. But then they gave me horrendous stomach aches.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, did you hear that?
No, I think you have to be there. I think you have to be there.
Anyway, I like thoroughly fucked up that half. I'm about to have a Goo Goo Cluster. Do you realize how momentous this is for us right now as a podcast?
I know. This is great. I'm very excited for you. And it's fun because it really doesn't have anything to do with Willy Wonka. We just really have gotten into Goo Goo Clusters. Is it everything you dreamed of? I can hear it in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on. It sticks. It's like if you got your moon pie and you were like, I want it just to be a little more hardcore. And then that's when that whole...
My brain's picturing like a chocolate-covered payday.
Kind of. I would say a payday with more fluff. A fluffy payday.
A fluffy payday.
The marshmallow nougat is really what like elevates this. Oh my God.
I could imagine.
This is amazing.
Well, I'm glad it's good. Goo Goo Clusters living up to their name.
We can officially back them now that we've had it. I've
Wonka
had it
Watch
for us.
Approved. Goo Goo Clusters.
Wonka Watch officially approves of all Goo Goo Clusters. Next up, Little Goose.
All Goo Goos and Goo Goo Cluster related material is a yes from this podcast over here. We're doing like unpaid sponsorships for Goo Goo Clusters at this point.
This is the perfect moment, the perfect segue. I think that whatever our reality TV show is, it should be shamelessly sponsored by Goo Goo Clusters and brought up at awkward times. Every time they're like, welcome to the judging table. This, the winner of this thing, blah, blah, blah.
This year, the queens are snacking on Goo Goo Clusters in the Goo Goo Clusters lounge. I'm going to be honest, 90% of my references are going to be Drag Race related.
Yep.
Because that is the only reality show I watch. There's like 4 seasons going on at once, and I watch every single one of them.
No, I got this because I knew that would happen.
Yeah.
And I've got ideas. We can.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Well, I do have other ideas. So I guess, yeah. So we're going to jump in now to our brainstorming session, and we're just going to talk about like what a Wonka reality show would be, because we think Wonka's a big showman and there's potential there. One thing I want to put out there early is I think Wonka's show would thrive on chaos. So I think we can, like, I feel like he's doing a new format each week. You don't know what the fuck you're getting into.
He is the king of plot twists and turns, and we change the rules. Like, you'll never know what's happening. For fucking sure. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. And alternatively, so there's the question of like, who is being tested on the reality show? And your first thought is, of course, the kids to win the factory. Alternatively, employee of the month.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that? It's a little twist. It's a different group.
And so I guess really quickly, the reality shows I watch do include Drag Race. It also includes the Bachelor franchise, unfortunately. The Challenge. God, I watch a lot. I don't watch Big Brother, and I've never seen Survivor.
Wait, you actually watched Drag Race?
Yeah.
Wait, we need to talk about this. We don't talk about that?
Oh, well, it's recent. It's like a month ago recent.
Okay, well, still. We'll discuss after recording.
We will discuss
this is not
later.
This is not for the podcast.
Winters.
Am I right? Yes.
Let's set up the basics. Wonka is our host.
Yeah, I think he's our host and judge and kind of overlord.
He's Ryan Seacrest almost.
Yeah,
right. But with more actual judging power in a sense. Or Chris. Yeah. Well, let's not be Chris Harrison, but like, awkwardly involved, heavy-handed. I like this. Okay. Step 1, Wonka's our host.
Yes.
Ka-check. Step 2, are our contestants just the kids? Do we have randos? Is this set in like modern day today where we would grab random people? Like what's our
I feel like
season?
I feel like it's not the kids. I feel like it's too simple. I feel like maybe this is a pre-Oompa Loompa employee of the month thing for him.
Okay.
Not that the Oompa Loompas can't do it. I just feel like with how fucked up the Oompa Loompas thing is already,
I don't want to make them go through
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
At least with the employee of the month thing, at least they're getting like paid, So that was my thing, because I do think Wonka would do that to get an employee of the month. I think that
I could see that.
I think that's something interesting, but also it could just be randos. So I'm open.
I feel like, okay, I like that because then we can do worse stuff to adults, and I'd like to do that.
Exactly. We're not harming children.
We're not harming children.
Adults. We're harming fellow adults.
We're humans, guys. God, we have
As
humanity.
the Riddler would say, I will not harm children. I will only harm fellow adults.
Yeah. That's the Riddler rules, the code of conduct. I had actually asked our Instagram folks what kind of thoughts they had, and I agreed with a lot of them. And one of them was that, like, if the end goal is still to win the factory, which that might end up being a lie. I kind of like that idea.
Oh,
it should turn into a survival show where maybe they don't even know it's a survival show, but people are legit getting like,
oh yeah,
100%. They're like, oh, like I want it to be like, have you ever seen Too Hot to Handle?
Yes.
Okay, so
I love Too Hot to Handle.
If you guys don't know what Too Hot to Handle is, it's on Netflix, and it's basically all these people who think it's going to be like.
Oh wait, no. Sorry. I was getting it confused with F Boy Island.
Oh, but we love F Boy Island as well.
F Boy Island is fantastic.
Oh my god,
there's the whole thing in F Boy Island where when the F Boys get kicked off the island, they go to this desert island and you catch back in with them, and they're just like doing these little skits. And
it looks
feel
like
a Wonka
prisoner
would
of
do that.
war camp.
Yeah,
and
then
so
meanwhile,
like they're wearing
all these people
costumes.
are up in the villa watching them as these men are like trying to make like coconut stick dumbbells, and I think it's scripted. But I don't care.
It's
I don't
so
care
fucking
that it's
hilarious. It's like it's more interesting, honestly, than like the main plot of the show.
Yeah,
is what's happening with
show
people
me,
got kicked off and just get to wait in a house.
Show me those little idiots on the sand.
Well, in Too Hot to Handle, basically all these. Felicia, get a hold of yourself! Oh my goodness!
I kicked the microphone forward.
You just fucking yeet it out of your hands.
Yeah.
I feel like this is how reality TV show gatherings work anyway, because it's this level of professionalism. So I think that so in Too Hot to Handle, the main thing is that all these people come together. They're horny little horn dogs, and they're like, oh, it's a dating show, blah, blah, blah. But then on the first night, they're told, actually, this is a retreat. You're not allowed to have sex or kiss or literally touch anyone for 30 days. And these people look like you've killed their whole family in front of them.
It's fucking insane.
The most hilarious thing. So I would love for us to have a twist on the first day where they think they've come for one thing, but boom, it's something else is happening now.
Wonka's like, you've come to my factory and you want to eat some chocolate? Well, too bad. All you get is celery for 35 days. Nothing but celery. This is sponsored by Green Giant Vegetables.
Well, I was wondering, what if he did the opposite? What if he got a bunch of CrossFit people together and he goes, you can only have chocolate for 30 days. Welcome to Wonka Watch.
Yeah, and I feel like this gets us very into the Saw territory too. Not with that specifically, but like the like punishment element. I think there's a level of, I guess, like fear factor to it. Not fear factor. I don't like fear factor. I feel like Wonka would pull what's another reality show? Okay, Dragula. So the show Dragula is kind of an alternate drag reality show where it's very much focused on like horror aspects and things like that. But when somebody gets eliminated, instead of having a lip sync for your life, they do, I forget what they're called, and I'm sorry to Big Boule and Little Boule that I don't know what they're called. Please apologize. But they basically have to do like a Fear Factor-esque challenge. So they're like, and now to decide if you'll stay in the competition, jump out of a plane, and the one who's chiller about it gets to stay.
Extermination challenges?
Yes, thank you. They're like horrifying. They're like terrifying. And like some people will be like, oh, you know, like, why don't some queens go on Dragula? I'm like, not go on Dragula. And I'm like, maybe they don't want to jump out a plane or have to get buried alive, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's not fun for them. Because it's all about fear. But
okay,
then,
we're
like,
doing I want the first challenge to be, someone's getting buried alive. We're doing that. I'm writing that down. Buried alive. I want there to be a romance element accidentally.
Okay.
We need 2 of our contestants to have a budding romance.
Gotcha.
If you've ever watched the challenge, it's basically like a bunch of obstacle courses with a bunch of hot-headed people that are just like having sex with each other all the time. And they call it polydicking to get that vote. So do we have votes in this one, or is it only Wonka, similar to RuPaul, making the final choice?
I think it's only Wonka. I can't imagine a reality where he would. And also, here's the thing.
Let go of that control.
Here's an actual, one of the few personality traits we know about Wonka from the book is in the glass elevator, is that he hates when people argue and can't just be nice to each other and chill and cool. Essentially, why can't people just be chill and cool? So I feel like I feel like he will be the instigator, not other people. Does that make sense? Like,
he'll stir the pot.
He will not stand for obnoxiousness or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I like it.
One thing I really want is, I feel like Wonka has a great potential for Shark Tank. And there are, and the panel is just different Wonkas, like different media Wonkas. So you got your Gene, you got your Johnny, you got Timmy, and you got like fucking Mark. And Mark's like the funny one. He's like the crazy one. He's the everyday guy. Yeah. And they come up and they do their speech and present new candies. And if Wonka thinks it's bad, they have a golden buzzer at the front. But the golden buzzer is just a thing they can tap, and it opens a trapdoor in the floor, and then the people are never heard from again.
Okay, wait. You go on to Wonka Watch thinking it's like the Shark Tank, okay? And you're presenting your candy ideas, and you watch these people get eliminated, thinking
I feel like it might be called Wonka Mania.
Wonka Mania. I just like that I think it should start with Wonka Mania. I think the main show should be Wonka Watch, almost in that like Big Brother element where he's watching
I just am worried that people could take these out of context and make it sound like that's what we do to people on our show, which would not be...
A podcast, a reality TV show podcast would be a wild thing.
It would be. But we're like, and then you go on Wonka Watch and then you get fucking killed. Yeah, you know what? Like, maybe let's not do that.
So the people who get eliminated, they fall through the floor. Yeah. It's really a slide. And then those are our actual contestants. That's how they choose who gets to be on the show. It's not who wins, it's who loses, because they need his help to be morphed. And clearly he can have more control over them. So that is how the first round of this goes. So like, let's say you got Gerald. He has been baking at home for about 10 years. He has 2 little girls, Annie and Anna.
Yep.
He's not good at naming things. And he loves to make these cute little peppermints. But they don't taste good, as it turns out.
Damn it.
Sweet Gerald's like, Mr. Wonka, here are my peppermints. And you tell me what you think. And Wonka's like, he eats a little bit and he like gets a napkin and dabs the corner of his mouth and goes, that was interesting. Let me tell you what I really think. Grabs his cane, which is like actually stuck in the ground, and he pulls it as a lever. And then boom, the thing shoots up, and then he's gone. And he's like, I'll see you later, Gerald, as a little cut through. And then we have the next people come in.
Beautiful.
Gosh. Okay, so the first scene is set.
I love it. So there's another thing that I feel like we should steal, which is, of course, we got to bring up Drag Race's current Willy Wonka direct inspiration twist, where every queen was given a chocolate bar. And right before elimination, each of them would open up the chocolate bar to see whether or not it was the gold chocolate bar, which would keep them in the competition. Now, where is my phone? I have loaded a video of this because I need you to hear the sound effect they play after somebody finds the chocolate, because it's fucking insane. And I think one of the best choices I've ever heard. So I want you to hear this, and I demand we use the same sound effect.
Perfect.
It's chocolate. I'm sorry, my dear.
Still going.
It's just chocolate.
That's my favorite one. I love the way she says that.
It's chocolate.
It's the fucking horn. And they
Okay,
did it every
done.
single time. And I just want them to do that. I think it was such a great editing choice. And I think about it all the time.
Yeah, okay, I love it. So, Drag Race. Meow. Great. So that's how the contestants are chosen. We have failed bakers, essentially. But it's not like nailed it. Like, they're actually probably okay. It's just...
They're mediocre. They're probably like Great British Bake Off level. And Wonka's just really fucking picky.
Yeah, but not like School of Chocolate level. That's like fucking insane. Yeah, we can't.
We're not on School of Chocolate.
We don't talk about her.
Anytime someone that good comes in, he says, "What the fuck are you doing here? Get over to the chocolate school. School of Chocolate. You don't belong here."
Yeah, go
get
cry
over
with
to
your little
the
chocolate school friends, bitch.
They'll make you make a pencil out of chocolate, but not me. I'm here innovating. You don't have a creative spirit like I do.
Did you know that when I started making chocolate, my whole goal was, yes, world domination, and now I create elevators and I have a way to get to hell? Take that, French man.
I bet you don't have a funny little glass elevator, do you? Hold on. Amari Guichon. I bet you don't have a fun little glass elevator, Amari.
Amari, I bet when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amari.
Chef Guichon, I do believe that I Candyman. Yes.
And then that's when Wonka's like, shit, I'm out. And then he just runs away. He's like, no, shit. Sugar Crash, run.
See, the whole thing about the Wonka show, there's a subplot going on, and we bring back the chocolate spies of Chef Amari Guichon trying to disguise himself among the to take over Wonka's empire.
Shut the fucking... Oh my god, wait. Okay, so Chef Amari is a chocolate spy.
He's oh my god. For anyone who hasn't seen School of Chocolate, I've seen about 30 minutes of it. Chef Amari Guichon is this very fancy French chocolate man, like chocolate pastry man kind of maker of things, and he's very soft-spoken and very calm. And I just think it's very funny that if he and Wonka existed in the same universe, I think he would hate Wonka.
Oh my god,
I think they would be rivals. They'd be enemies.
Oh my god, for sure, because he's one of the few like cooking head people that actually wants to help the contestants. Like, if you watch the episodes and stuff, he like actually helps them. They want to learn and stuff. And Wonka would be like, "Why are you being so nice to them? That's not how you build character. I don't understand what you're doing. It's so stupid." And Chef Amari would be like, I think Wonka secretly has a crush on Chef Amari though, because nothing cannot be,
and he's just like, yeah. And meanwhile, like Amari Guichon is like, say hello to my little friend, and it's just like a giant chocolate sculpture of the Demogorgon, which is the first thing I'm seeing when I look up his name on Google.
So let me get this straight. I feel like we have a reality show, and then the producers were like, let's make it a docu-series. So it's a docu-series with Chef Amari as the chocolate spy, but within the setting of a reality show that Wonka thinks is his reality, but yet like real life, there is a different reality that he's just blatantly ignorant of, and he doesn't get to pull all the strings, so he thinks, until that illusion is shattered in the final elimination round.
My god,
I'm scared. I love this.
Okay, so like there's got to be a wipeout round. I think somebody set that out on Instagram, and I was like, of course, obviously.
Yes.
There must be some sort of ninja warrior. That was my favorite show as a kid, was Ninja Warrior.
Oh, hell yeah. I feel like Chocolate Room really sets it up well for that. Like, don't fall in the chocolate river. We're going to have all the weird candy things around. So you have to hop around, and everyone's like, we're bakers. Why? I'm not trained for this. And Wonka just cackles.
He's like, you got to get up the warp waterfall. The warp wall.
Watch out
for my niche knowledge.
Watch out. Watch out for those fire candies. They're burning and will actually leave you with 3rd-degree burns. Ooh, sad you signed that waiver now, aren't you? Oh.
Okay, so that's week 1. Somebody gets eliminated. Obvious, Abby.
But you don't remember because it's like week 1, and you really don't care about people until like week 5, to be honest. So this can all be
week 3. I'm thinking maybe we bring in some MTV's Are You the One? You know?
Oh yes,
but it's not.
Who's your
about,
sous chef?
Oh, who's your sous chef?
Sous chef?
I was thinking, who's your sous chef? Or I was thinking, what's your ideal Wonka candy? And he like personally handpicked a Wonka candy for each of them, and they have to figure out what he thinks. Because I once watched an entire season of Are You the One, not because I cared about the people, but because I wanted to see if I could beat them by doing a statistical analysis.
Yes, yeah. My friends and
I got about the same time.
That's disappointing. So what's the chocolate spy doing in the meantime? Is he like slowly trying to like get certain people to win? Is he trying to save people, or is he trying to thwart the actual reality show itself?
Oh, it's like we're doing
what I mean?
Anderson Cooper's The Mole as well. Do you know that Anderson Cooper's The Mole?
Right. Totally.
It's a show where there's a bunch of people, and one of them is trying to sabotage the competition in team-based challenges. So maybe there's also the mole is also happening, and they have to figure out who the mole is. And it turns out the mole was Amaury Guichon. And Wonka was like, haha, the mole's that guy. Wait, that's Chef Amaury. And then he like, they like sword fight to the death at the end. I don't know. Not to the death. Maybe not to the death.
Cane fight to the death at the end. Cane fight to the death. I'm writing so many sticky notes right now.
And they're jousting. Okay. I've decided they're jousting.
So they're jousting now. What are they riding upon to joust?
A horse. We don't have to get fucking weird with it.
Like
maybe this one we can make it normal. Maybe we can make it normal for
It's
once.
The 2 Great Danes from the gay couple.
Sure. Okay. Let's be real.
Let's make it normal. Wonka. She said jousting with canes in a reality TV show.
We already have Wonka versus Chef Amaury Guichon jousting with canes. Maybe they can just be on horses. I think maybe that one doesn't need to be crazy. I think we've already got enough fucking going on.
Chef Amaury versus Wonka. Okay, so Chef Amaury is actually present as a person, or he's on the outskirts and Wonka doesn't realize until the end. I'm trying to understand the vision here.
So there's the mole, which is sabotaging other people in the competition. Okay, right?
Yes.
Wonka knows there's a mole, and he knows who the mole is, but he doesn't know that the person who is the mole is actually the secret identity of Chef Amaury Guichon. Maybe so Amaury Guichon in this universe has never been seen outside in public, or something like that. Let's say school, but if school chocolate didn't happen, then there'd be no reason for this rivalry. Chef Amaury had a disguise.
I think it just is a disguise, yeah.
Yeah, he has a disguise, and it's a really good disguise, and Wonka doesn't look at people for very long, so it's not that hard to fool him, actually. He's very poor awareness skills and observational.
I imagine he just gets really intense sideburns.
Yeah, and that's kind of it.
That's all he needed. It was enough to... It's like in little horse blinders. Yeah, contacts, intense sideburns, done. Wonka has no idea who you are. Chef Amaury is the mole in the meantime. Does this mean he's also like morally ambiguous then in this reality? Because if he's the mole, you know, because then his turn, but he secretly, like you said, doesn't want to win. He wants to beat Wonka. So therefore he has to win the show to then do a final throwdown with Wonka that Wonka is not expecting and yet just happens to have a set ready.
Exactly.
Just in case. You never know.
And like, are they working together the whole time and just doing it to become big and famous? Maybe. We'll never know.
We never know.
There's
Will they stay
so
together
many
after
layers
the show?
There's a shocking amount of layers to this. So to recap, Willy Wonka's got a show, and the people who make it on the show are the people who fail at his Shark Tank show. Okay, the people who win the Shark Tank show get like $80. The people who fail the Shark Tank show go through a hole in the floor, and they end up on Wonka Mania, perhaps. Now, here's the thing: one of the contestants on Wonka Mania is actually a mole, and week 2, they go through a wipeout course that's very fun, and week 3 they're trying to find the Wonka candy that matches up best to them, and the mole the whole time is like kind of fucking with other people, but they don't know who it is because he's so secretive. Wonka knows who the mole is, and it's this guy with incredible sideburns, and he thinks they're great and is really kind of rooting for the mole because Wonka loves chaos. But then we make it to the finale. Lots of things have happened that like we have not figured out yet, you know, but like a lot of shit happens and the mole is still there. And Wonka's like, surprise. I guess you all didn't notice who the mole was. And they're like, there was a mole? And he's like, yes, there was a mole the whole time. You never saw that coming, did you? And he's like, this gentleman over here was the mole, and it's the guy with the incredible sideburns. And then the guy with the incredible sideburns says, I have something for you, Wonka. And Willy Wonka goes, what? Whatever could you mean? And then Chef Amari rips off his sideburns and says, Wonka, you have been a scourge upon... I can't do a French accent at all. Wonka? Wonka, you've been a scourge upon my family and an absolute ruiner of my empire. So then Willy Wonka and Amari, they go and have a joust with their canes because Amari got a cane. And then Wonka wins, but he's like really fucking sad about it. And Amari's like, well, you win this time, Wonka, but you've never seen the last of me. And then season 2, Amari comes in with a different disguise.
And we just do it for 10 more seasons.
Do it for 10 more seasons. And everybody, like the paparazzi caught them at a big dinner. They caught them at a diner.
Oh my God.
In like Paris. What? It was like this really fancy place. It was kind of crazy, but everybody thinks they're like actually dating. It's kind of crazy, guys.
I kind of want us to dive in between like week 3 and week 10. I feel like most of these shows are like 10 weeks, 10 episodes. And I want to think of what each of the challenges could be through those episodes. I want there to be a photo shoot challenge. There always is. And it's always awkward. Like even in the Bachelor franchise, they'll do a photo shoot and whoever wins gets to be on the cover of 17 until we realize that there was something really seedy and shady. Sorry. I just looked up Amari Guichon's Instagram and he is the buffest fucking pterodactyl I've ever seen in my life. Oh, yeah, that man's like, I don't know how his stuff does stuff. I'm not trying to rag on this man's work, but what is going on with this pterodactyl? That's like a man. Why is it posed that way? Why is I know, that like? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say it, but like, I'm not attracted to it. Don't get us wrong. We're not attracted to it, but it feels like it's supposed to be sexy. Like, you ready? It's me, Pterodactyl. Do you need help with? Okay, see, now it's sexy. Now. It does kind of look like he's like flashing an audience mid burlesque routine. That's what it is. The wings are so delicately done. It's like it looks like a cake. The thighs are. I'm so confused right now. This is weird. Do you think Dita Von Teese can do this? Also, the way that like left arm is like Dino Von Teese. It's like RuPaul at the end. And may the best drag queen win. You win it well. Cover girl. Do we think Wonka has his own because he is such a music man with the I know the Oompa Loompas kind of don't exist in this universe, but I feel like totally got a terrible wait, he's got to have a RuPaul-esque for music every season and he has his own music. It's like I don't know, man, but it's like so auto-tuned. Half of them are just remixes of songs he's already released. Yes. Very much following the RuPaul brand. Where it's like, and now you guys will be adding to original verse by my song, The Candyman. Original lyrics by me. Your lyrics. Okay, so we definitely have a lyric challenge. Your lyrics have to talk about your biggest insecurities, but like, don't make yourself feel better about it. And then, shit. Okay, that episode, he says you have to write lyrics about your greatest fear. So they write their rap songs about their greatest fear. And then the next episode, he brings their greatest fear to them, and they have to face their fears. This is the best show ever made. This is the best fucking show ever made. Okay, hold on. So you know what? Maybe we just fucking quit this podcast and become reality TV show producers because we're fucking incredible. Week one is Shark Tank. The Chef Amari Guichon mole plotline. I think not. They're too fucking scared. Okay, so scared. And then was like, you're the first gay contestant to ever die on this program. How do you feel? So week 1, we have the Shark Tank. Week 2, I'm just going to say that for that week, it was just introducing the idea of the mole. How does it feel being the first woman with psoriasis on Wonka Mania? Tell us your thoughts. You are the first person with a hemorrhoid on this program. How does it feel to get to this point? You're the first person with a crippling bipolar disorder. Tell me, how does it feel letting the whole nation know that? Tell us more in depth.
Sometimes, like when you're watching Survivor and they're trying to be like, you are the first person ever to eat salad on your first day here and be a woman and have made it through 8 challenges and only win 2 of them and also have not voted in 4 council tribals. How does it feel to have such a groundbreaking run? Like, I appreciate those shows, but sometimes I'm getting to the end and I'm like, that's not the first anymore. Like that's nothing. That's it. We've done this like 5 times. They're like, how does it feel to be this 12th woman to reach the finals and be such a groundbreaker? I'm like, I feel like we can't say that anymore.
No, it's like, stop.
That's a personal beef.
Okay, so I have week 1 through week 6 we've already planned. You ready? So week 1 was Shark Tank. Week 2 is just introducing the idea of the mole. I feel like getting our bearings. Yeah. Week 3 is Wipeout. Week 4 is the photo shoot. What should they be doing a photo shoot of?
I don't know. I'm coming up with more episodes as we speak. So my brain just said they're in a fridge, and that doesn't make sense. But maybe maybe they have to, like, they each get assigned a room in the factory to take photos in.
Yeah. They have to like embody what the candy is in that room.
Yes.
And they have to, if it doesn't match their eyes. And that
and
week's elimination is
they draw their candies out of Wonka's top hat.
I love it. Draw candies out of Wonka's top hat. The elimination is done Tyra Banks style with the headshots in Wonka's hands.
Yes.
Revealed slowly that way. Perfect. Okay. And then episode 5, which I think is really when things should be heating up anyway, is when he asked them to create the lyrics of their greatest fear within his song. And then the following week is therefore facing that greatest fear. So after that, we've got 3 more episodes leading up to the finale.
I think we have the amazing race through Wonka's factory. We're running, we're doing challenges, we're doing clues. It's a time-based thing, and somebody gets eliminated. There we go. Easy. Next week. I think we have like a horror turn, and I know we had the facing our fears, but I just pictured the most fucking intense game of hide and seek you've ever seen in your life.
Oh.
A horrifying, intense, scary.
Walk me through how that would be in this factory.
So they have access to the entire factory and all the lights are off. And the only people who are in there are them with a night vision camera and then Willy Wonka, who's built like a fucking mech suit designed to be scary. That's all I thought of. I just thought that would be exciting to watch as a viewer. I would like to watch that. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I think I was trying to take some inspiration from Saw a little bit, you know? But not just be like pain. I haven't seen Saw either. That's the you want to play a game and the little guy on the tricycle. You don't know about Saw?
I think of there's the guy with the hockey mask and the chainsaw.
No. So Elaine is a little Elaine is a little puppet. No, Saw is a little
fuck out of here.
I'm not joking.
Kind of
Saw is a fucking puppet.
Not a puppet.
Saw is a little puppet.
Are you?
I was trying to say Saw is a little puppet, but I just said your name instead. You've been Saw the whole time. That's fucking crazy. His name's Jigsaw, and he's a little guy. Hold on, let me put a photo of Jigsaw in the chat.
Wait, this is so not what I thought it was. I thought it was a human who did things.
Yeah, no, it's a human who does things, but he's represented by this little fucking puppet who rides around on a tricycle. I'm putting the exact photo I want you to see in the drop zone. So this is what Jigsaw looks like. I don't want to see it, Felicia. I'm not scrolling down. He's not that scary. He kind of looks like a soccer mom to me. He's got some red eyes, but the fact that he's on a tricycle, I feel like kind of takes the wind out of his sails. But I want you to understand, this is not the guy. There's a guy who controls the puppet. So it's not an evil puppet. It's just kind of a guy who said, you know what? I want my thing to be this fucker on a tricycle. The real Jigsaw is this
I hate
guy.
this thing. I'm sorry. I've just been staring at its fucking eyes, and then it's like boob cheeks, and then it's like little...
This is the guy behind Jigsaw, and he looks spookier than the toy to me.
See, I'm not disturbed by that.
I guess because it's just a man.
Puppet, though.
The puppet doesn't bother me because I feel like you could buy that for $12 from like Spirit Halloween after they close. I used to be scared by them. I feel like we all thought Jigsaw was silly, and now we see the person who Jigsaw works for. But he also talks like this, want to play a game? And he's like, I'm rolling into the room, and right now your arm is trapped in a wall, and if you want to escape, you're going to have to do a little twisty dance, and then you'll find the keys, and if your dance is good enough, then maybe I'll give you the keys, perhaps. You have 10 minutes. You have 5 minutes gas. Okay, you know. Episode 8 is the Wonka puppet itself actually comes to life and is set afoot on them. Hold on. Jim Henson's Creature Shop is the thing that started it all for me. No, they have to make puppets for his fucking animatronic thing. And because none of these people are puppeteers, they're all fucking ass. And he's like, I'm really disappointed in all of you. You could have done better. This week, you're all up for elimination. And that's when they play hide and seek.
It starts off like kind of cute. What's going on? Maybe it should be like sardines. It should be sardines. So like you try to find like, because sardines is opposite of hide and seek in a way where you stay with the person you find, and whoever's the last to not find them is the one who gets destroyed by them. But there's so many close calls.
Or Wonka says, all your puppets were a little disappointing, so I've made some changes. I want you all to hide through the factory and see what comes happen. And then their puppets have been mechanized. They're just after them.
Yes.
We're geniuses. I don't know if anybody knows this, but we're fucking geniuses.
We're fucking geniuses. Okay.
We're incredible.
Episode 9, I feel like it's always there are a couple different twists we can take here. Now, I don't know if you have any like specific themes right now, but in my mind, of past twists, I feel like the classic someone who was eliminated comes back, or
very Alyssa Edwards in the mirror.
Yes.
There's a bit in All Stars 2 where a bunch of eliminated queens, it turns out, were sitting behind the mirror the entire time while they were prompted by producers to talk about them. And it was a double-sided mirror, so they lit up the thing so they could see to the other side. And then they're just standing there like this. And then there's Alyssa Edwards doing her mirror faces.
So episode 9, I imagine we need to have one more terrifying twist. Do we leave the factory? Do we go to the Ganoli hell? Do we introduce
we go to
someone?
Minus Land.
We go to Minus Land in the night. Yeah, okay, Minus Land. We're down to our final
or is
three?
that where the eliminated people go? I'm sending you on a one-way trip to Minus Land. Goodbye.
Okay, so I think that everyone should be going to Minus Land. And then I think episode 9, you have to go to Minus Land, and you either get to... What if you don't make it out? One of them can make it out and replace you on the show.
Oh, fuck yeah!
So you got to try to outrun them.
I was thinking for a sec, very like Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, where all the mermaids take down the people, and then they got to go and swim under there and untie them. And then like Victor Crumb looks like a fucking shark, and if you catch him mid transformation. If any of you guys are watching Goblet of Fire on DVD, or just on any media, highly recommend doing a quick pause while Victor Crumb transforms back from shark into human. It is one of the most incredible images you will ever see in your life, and is worth it. Like truly, I recommend.
Stupid. Okay, but we're good with like the contestants have been living there, and if they beat you, they get to come back.
That's really fucking good. I fucking love that.
Okay, so I bet Wonka says something like, "Welcome to Minus Land, but for some of you, this might actually be a plus." And then they continue.
Honestly, I'm just like, I think this is what Drag Race is going to be in like 12 seasons. Like, I don't think
we predicted all of Drag Race.
They're like, we watched Drag Race season 12 and we're like, and you can't believe it.
Episode 9, Minus Land, Chef Amori, does he have close calls? I feel like throughout this, like, is this the closest call? I feel like we as the watcher now of the docu-series of Wonkamania.
Wait,
like,
hold on.
Dark chocolate.
Okay, what is that?
Docu-series could be called Dark Chocolate. The bittersweet mysteries of the Wonka factory.
Oh my god, that's fucking incredible. So he's doing investigative journalism on the side.
Fucking incredible. Yeah.
So I was just thinking about like, so here's the thing, like, I feel like Wonka, you know how on a lot of shows they want you to show like vulnerability?
Yeah.
I feel like Wonka, if you show too much, he's like, get out, I'm bored. You know? I think he's the only one that's not like that. I'm thinking Amari did very well throughout the write a verse and perform and then face your fears, because if he's playing the mole, he can't say Chef Amari's true fear because Wonka knows Chef Amari's true fear. Wonka is studied, so he's got to lie, which means that he is doing like an elaborate performance in the second episode, but does very well. The fear portion of it. But I think Minus Land is where he has a lot of close calls because he realizes he's been coasting with this competition because of his study of Wonka and his experience as a chocolate maker. But when suddenly he's faced with like just a genuine challenge and he realizes he can't think about the documentary anymore and he just needs to be a competitor, it's like a big moment for him.
I love that. I had this idea of someone's like biggest fear being Fahrenheit, and it just brought a giggle in my soul.
Fahrenheit?
I fear Fahrenheit, only Celsius. What do you mean 80 degrees? What?
You know who makes it back in the competition based on Minus Land?
Who?
It's Jujubee. She's back again. She'll never be off the show.
Just, what if other people from reality shows that aren't there also just keep showing up? They're like, I'm back, and like, this isn't yours. Go away. We didn't want you. Like we can have God, who's a Bachelor person who's been over? John Paul Jones. Let's get some JPJ up in here. John Paul Jones is on this show. I'm determining.
John Paul Jones is on the show.
John Paul Jones.
Jujubee is eliminated, but then comes back every single episode.
Yes. Carrie Underwood.
I'm down. That's when you realize you don't know anything about reality shows.
Let's see. How about Wolf Blitzer?
I don't know who that is, but for hell fucking
He is the Shannon reporter man who has a nice beard and kind of talks like this.
Yeah, sure. He's not even on a reality show. That's just a newscaster.
Yeah. No, we're just gonna throw him in there for fun for a little bit.
And you know who else is on there? Timothy Chalamet. And then what about human leg Adam Driver? Just Adam Driver. You mean?
Well, human Adam Driver. We all know Adam Driver is mostly a centaur. We just say that so it's easy. But Adam Driver,
we know what he's hiding under there.
Human Adam Driver. We 4 horse legs coursed into 2 thighs of a man.
You ever think about why his legs are so thick? And why he's got like such a freaky huge ass? Think about it.
It's hard. Horse. I got a horse. Okay, so human, quote unquote, human Adam Driver. Okay, we need 10 people, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got Chef Amari, obviously. That makes that 7. We have Gerald from the beginning I mentioned.
Yes.
And then...
Can we have one of the guys from Shark Tank?
Yeah, let's do the guy who... Do you want the ball?
No. I know who I want. I want the man and the woman from Love It or List It. I want the man and the woman from Love It or List It.
God, yes.
That lovely British lady, and then the other man who goes, and then when the guy from Love It or List It comes through, he says, interesting what they've done with the place every time he walks into a room.
Yes.
This is such a waste of space in the chocolate room.
And he just starts critiquing it the whole time. How long do we think?
Put a bathroom in here. You could put a whole bathtub.
God, I know this is like side note, but I actually is very important to me. So we have Chef Amari is obviously one of the top 3. Who are the other top 2? And I'm just going to list the people we just mentioned again for you.
Yes.
So obviously we have Chef Amari. He's there. John Paul Jones, Jujubee, Carrie Underwood.
Jujubee's got to make it to the finale. She's come 3rd in every single drag race she's competed on. She's competed on 4 seasons. She's winning 3rd again.
Perfect. We can also have a top 4 possibly if we need to. I don't know how he feels about odd numbers. Is he more of an even guy? You know, he seems like he'd care.
Wonka's an odd guy. Come on.
Double elimination into...
He says, I was thinking about having a top 4, but I wanted it to be odd, just like me. So I'm eliminating 2 of you right now.
I love... Oh, that's so perfect. Okay, so it's a double elimination.
Maybe
so
I should just host a reality show. Because I'm way too good at coming up with these lines.
I have people, I can't tell you, Felicia. And like, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, ha ha ha. People joke about it, but then they say it enough and they keep going, no, seriously. Or people want me to be a producer on The Bachelor because quote unquote, I could manipulate those fuckers like no other. And I didn't know what to do with that information.
Yeah.
Because these are the same people that are like, you're so nice. Like you just made people feel better. And I'm like, but you just said I could like fuck up people's lives, which like in a way is kind of like a thank you. But like, I'm like, I don't know if I should accept this, but like it's attention and I want it. It's just a lot. I don't know how to digest it. But
so our top
am agreeing. I want us to do a show. So yeah, our top. So Jujubee, Chef Amari, and then let me keep going through the list. So Carrie Underwood, Wolf Blitzer, Timothy Chalamet, Adam Driver, the human, Gerald, the Love It or List It people.
I'm thinking either Wolf Blitzer or Adam Driver, and I'm open.
Same. Have you seen a photo of Wolf Blitzer?
I think Adam Driver has the physical capabilities, and that's what carries him through the competition. Jujubee makes it through on pure wit, and Chef Amari makes it through.
I'm giving you some Wolf Blitzer here in just a second. Okay, so that's Wolf Blitzer. And he, honestly, I think I am going to take back the time.
I just looked at the photo of Jigsaw again.
I need you to
that's Wolf Blitzer?
It's not his looks that we care about Wolf Blitzer's voice, and that's more important.
Wow.
So I'm going to grab it.
Let me hear that wolf howl.
Oh, yeah, this is it.
God, that's a satisfying newscaster voice. That's very good.
Right.
I like that.
I want him to read audiobooks for me and stuff. Yeah. And also, like, file divorce if I ever want it. Like, he would be the one to deliver. Anyway, daydreams aside.
I do think I like the idea, though, of Adam Driver making it through because of the physical, because then we have the archetypes of opponents. We have, like, the strategic one of Chef Armau. We have
Amar.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I forgot his name.
Philippe Desjardins.
Yeah, I just was like, if I just say words, it'll sound enough like it. You know what I mean? And then oh God, what's his face? The guy, Adam Driver. He's kind of like, you know how in Amazing Race, there's teams that are like just like two fucking jocks?
Mhm.
He's that. He's that team. We need that kind of person in the finale. So he's not going to win, but he'll make it through.
That makes sense.
And Jujubee is kind of like the narrator. So while like maybe she hasn't been like the most performative of the season, Wonka just really likes her and likes having her around, you know?
Yeah.
So like, you know, Chef Amari wins the competition, but like he just offers Jujubee a job. He's like, do you just want to like hang out here? Like, do you want to get drinks? And that's what happens there.
Oh, I love that. Who's our fourth person? Yeah, for the double elimination.
For the double elimination, I think Wolf Blitzer is up there because we really thought about Wolf Blitzer. We really did.
He really came in and yeah, you wouldn't have expected
he was a surprise for all of us, considering I didn't know who the fuck he was when you said his name.
His fucking name's Wolf. Like, what do you do with that shit?
Yeah, and that's why Wonka kept him around, because he's like, how the fuck do I say no to a guy named Wolf? He's gonna bite my ankles, you know? There's a rage behind those man's eyes.
Wolf Blitzer is a drag queen name.
Yeah, it really is. Wolf Klitzer, more like.
Yeah, okay. Our final four then is Chef Amari, Jujubee, Adam Driver Human, quote unquote, and Wolf Blitzer.
From CNN. Why have we added him to the Wonkaverse? It's a weird choice.
It's so
the
honestly,
fact is now, because of how our podcast works, we will be re-referencing this people, which means that now Jujubee and Wolf Blitzer have joined the Wonka Watch extended universe, as well as John Paul Jones and Carrie Underwood. What
because
the fuck is happening?
No. I think no. I think the new rule is they have to be mentioned twice, but in two different episodes. Like if we mention someone twice in one episode, whatever. Might, if they have a huge impact, then fine. But like Carrie Underwood is going to have to at least be mentioned 5 times before I even consider her application to the Wonkaverse.
Yeah, no. She's not entering. I think Wolf Blitzer made such a strong entrance that we can't deny him.
Yeah, no, Wolf Blitzer is officially in. Like you can't.
Yeah, no.
That's happened. Chef Amari is also very much now in this.
We're gonna have to watch School of Chocolate now and talk about it because I haven't seen it yet.
My friend and I watched it and we got sucked in. Anyway, but yeah, and then that is how this works, though. This is why we should create a reality TV show. We know how to make people stand out and be stars. Everyone's going to be, Wolf Blitzer.
Wolf Blitzer. We know how to make you an icon. We know you've been working on the news for years.
You have a successful career.
This opportunity where you get to get chased around by a little shitty puppet you made?
We should do this as like a bonus episode, but I want to go through and like people can select who the contestants are, and then we could actually, if you guys want, we will do the reality TV show with these people or whoever you want to vote in as the contestants.
We gotta like a fucking force an AI to do it and like write down the parameters.
Like we'll just take our own characters and then we'll do like battles and then we'll let each person vote. Like we'll let our listeners vote at the end and then they decide who does the final elimination and then we go forward that way. So it's a game between you and me to see who we can get to win, but therefore it's not us making the final decision. They make the final decision.
They are Wonka.
Did we just create our own Wonka Watch game for a reality show that is called Wonka Mania, but it's actually a docu-series called Dark Chocolate, The Bittersweet Mysteries of Wonka's Factory.
There's so many fucking layers.
But we're already a podcast, but then do we get to become a true crime podcast about the Minus Land, and then we get to...
So Wonka pays, in this universe, Wonka pays us. And he's actually paying for us to do both the podcasts on the side. So we keep doing Wonka Watch, but we also do the Wonka Mania official recap podcast as well as the official True Crime Wonka podcast with special guest Chef Amari Guishan.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there one day.
So we're fucking booked and busy.
We're so
in
busy,
this
guys.
Fake reality.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to also note that we briefly, and I feel like both of us have assumed, I'm just going to say it for us, Timothée Chalamet is the first person to get kicked off this show. And we did not even consider him as the top. Which is no, this is not it.
Well, no, because especially in the first scene, the first level to get through, where you have to go through the Shark Tank. Timmy Wonka's on the panel, so Timothée Chalamet's so fucking confused. He's like, "Wait, that's me?" And Timmy Wonka's like, "Are you sure?"
And then like that turns into Timothée Chalamet's greatest fear is that Timmy Wonka is like a Jekyll Hyde situation within himself and he can't.
Or he makes it to the rap challenge so that he specifically writes about the alternate version of himself he saw. And part of no. Timothée Chalamet makes it to the no. Elaine, God, we are so good at this.
I'm so excited for us right now.
Timothée Chalamet.
Okay.
He makes it to the rap challenge. And what he writes about is seeing that alternate version of himself. So he's standing right there and he's like, I've never seen, like, that was so crazy. And what is happening is a part of the true crime documentary. While Timothée Chalamet is there, he's writing this journal that is very dramatic and is like, I've never seen things like I've seen in this factory. And Chef Amari finds the journal after Timothée Chalamet's elimination because Timothée Chalamet writes the thing about the battle, about how he's scared of the alternate version of himself that he saw upstairs in the top hat with like the silly little grin, and he thought it was like this like scary manifestation of himself. So Wonka brings back Timmy Wonka and he's like, "Are you like to meet your foe?" And then Timothée Chalamet self-eliminates himself to get himself out of the competition so he doesn't have to face him. And then he leaves his journal on Chef Amari's bed and Chef Amari's like, "What's this?"
I love when the contestants leave and they just drop all the tea. Like the fucking Boston Tea Party and you're the Atlantic Ocean and you're the Harbor and you're like, oh my God, what happened? And there's so much. I fucking love that.
And then me and Elaine are outside and we're like, Timothée Chalamet, we're allies. He's like, who the fuck are you guys?
We're like, oh my
God. We've been working for you on the outside. And he's like, I just got eliminated. And we're like, damn it. This was not how it was supposed to go.
Well, it looks like then we have our final four. And Felicia, we got to walk through that finale.
Oh my God.
The final episode.
So yeah, Wolf Blitzer immediately eliminated.
Yeah, he's done. What are they doing? Because Minus Land happens before the finale.
Yeah, so the finale, I'm picturing it airborne. Maybe it's all, maybe we go up to Space Hotel USA for the finale. The finale takes place on Space Hotel USA. It's got the capability to live stream all across the nation. Beautiful. We go up to Space Hotel USA, and the first thing they have to do is make it through without being eaten by a cannoli. And Wolf Blitzer is immediately devoured by a cannoli.
Or Vermicious Canid, or the cannoli is also
Vermicious
up there.
Canid, sorry. Yes, Vermicious Canid.
There's so many weird things. The fact that we had to be like, which of the weird monsters is it?
It's actually, Felicia, I think you mean the Vermicious Canids. I'm like, oh yes, sorry, my bad. But hey, that was a real moment. You corrected me about Wonka lore. Isn't that fucking crazy, Elaine? That's a huge moment for you.
We've come on this lonely train ride to the doll universe.
She didn't even know who Roald Dahl was when we started this podcast.
Didn't even know who he was, and now my eyes are opened and my heart is closed and my medications, they overflow. My mental health is hurting, but I know who Roald Dahl is not.
And that's the song that plays over the credits at every episode.
That's it. That's the one.
So what? Yeah. So I think that happens. I think the Vermicious Kids kind of get a bad rap, and they're actually probably really chill. So I don't think Wolf Blitzer dies. I think he's just like, I went to a cool little tea party with the Vermicious Kids. I'm Wolf Blitzer, and I went to a cool little tea party with the Vermicious Kids. That's back to you, Sharon, at 12. Yeah, I'm sitting up here in my cool ass tea house in the stars. I live with the Vermicious Canids now, and you will never hear from me again. Wolf Blitzer out. Woo! And he howls. I think that'd be really fun.
I love that.
So that's how he leaves the show. And then they get to the ballroom, and Wonka's like, "My little candy makers, what a crazy time it's been to have you here." And I feel like it's very like the last act of The Shining is kind of how I'm picturing. That's kind of how I always pictured Space Hotel USA. It was very much like The Shining. I don't know what that means or how that's related, but yeah, sure. Let's say that. I don't really know how the finale happens. How does it happen, Elaine? How does it happen? I'm lost. I need.
Okay. Sorry. So you have to. I have literally 13 sticky notes around me, and I'm trying to write notes now to keep track of all. Like, this is fucking insane right now. So I need you to remind me, because I'm looking at all these. So the finale, you want it to be in Space Hotel USA.
Yes.
We are left. So I think the double elimination, like you said, it's just immediately getting on there. We immediately lose Wolf, because our top four again are Adam Driver. Which sticky note was it that I would have run down?
So our top two are, Jujubee is going to come third, because she always comes third. Then it goes to Adam Driver, and then we're down to Amari.
So,
and then Chef Amari is chosen.
Okay, so but how do we get them to be? So Wolf Blitzer is taken out by Vermicious Canids.
I mean, Jujubee can also get taken out by Vermicious Knid. I don't mind.
Cool. Done.
I'm not bothered.
But they're just having a fun little tea party instead.
Yeah.
So we just had Jujubee in there. Perfect. And now it's Chef Amari versus Adam Driver. What would Wonka would do something sick here at this point, I feel like, to
maybe
duke it out.
They are locked in a box that will be filled with poison gas in 10 hours. But or a room that will be filled with, like, it's not actually poison gas. It's kind of like a big bit for the show. Like, Adam Driver's not going to die.
That bit in a show about the poison gas.
There was a show on CBS where they like people like had to pretend to get murdered on it. Like, I'm not joking. I never saw it, and every time I read the Wikipedia article, I'm like, that can't have been real, but it was. What I think happens is then Wonka says, I've given you a bunch of recipes, and what you must do, you have the raw ingredients, and you must perfectly craft a chocolate key. And that is how Chef Amari wins. Because he has the pastry making ability, and Adam Driver, with his giant horse hands, can't manipulate the chocolate.
When Adam Driver gets stressed, his human facade fades away, and suddenly his hands start to close together and form hooves. And suddenly, his thighs split into more legs, and he can't hold his chocolate things because he's officially back into being a centaur. I guess he'd still have his hands, actually.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I'm reversing the opposite way. My front half is the
just
horse.
Have huge fucking hands. I don't think it will work. Like, I don't think that man can make a
he
delicate
just keeps
chocolate
breaking
key.
them. He's like, oh shit. I love this.
He's
okay,
like,
so
I can't get into the thing, and Wonka's like, you need to peel off the seal of the chocolate, and he's like, fuck.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like he's just very rage filled, very stressed.
So Chef Amari, he makes that key, and Wonka's like, yes, I knew you were the mole the whole time. I'm so glad the mole run. It's perfect.
Then he runs down this it's like a big runway, and there's chocolate waterfalls on either side of it.
Is this Wonka
and
doing
all
this,
these
or Chef
golden
Amari?
lights? No, this is Chef Amari.
Okay,
and he has to get to the end of it to reach Wonka. And Adam Driver's looking in there like this, and like you can hear like the stamping of hooves because he's just and he goes up to the stage and gets to press he gets to unwrap the gold candy bar. He unwraps the candy bar, and it's gold, and so Wonka says, my mole, my sweet, beautiful baby mole, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it from the moment I stepped in. And then Amari says, thank you, Wonka, but I've got one thing to say to you.
Sideburns fall to the ground.
Sideburns fall to the ground.
Wonka, it is me, Chef Amari.
Jesus Christ, Amari, I thought I got you banned from the premises years ago.
I'm back, and you cannot stop me. I am the real chocolatier, and what you have created here is a farce.
Jesus Christ, Elaine. Jesus Christ. Okay, so then Wonka says, what I need to do is I need to challenge you to a duel. And at that moment, Adam Driver's key comes together, and he decides he must support his Amari during the duel. And Amari rides on Adam Driver's centaur's back for the duel. Willy Wonka's got like a horse made out of like Oompa Loompas, and it's like really fucked up. Not made out of Oompa Loompas, like the Oompa Loompas are like...
He's not a vermicious Knid. He's on a soggy chicken nugget.
Yeah.
He's on a soggy little chicken nugget.
Yeah, and he's just kind of floating. He's just floating.
So, slow motion, they're running towards each other.
They're running towards
Chef
each other.
Amari is pulling back gently Adam Driver Centaur's hair as he goes forward, my steed. And then Wonka's kind of wiggling on the like sloppy chicken nugget over there, and they're about to reach forward with their. Are they fighting with keys, or do they have swords suddenly out of nowhere?
Canes, I think.
Canes have appeared.
We established canes. Maybe that's what you get when you win. You get a golden cane, kind of like a scepter.
Yes.
And he goes, yes, there we go.
Okay, so we have the canes, and we go. And is it just one final blow? Wonka overestimates what's happening. He gets distracted. He's too cocky. He doesn't realize he's held his cane the wrong way. And so it slips out of his hand the second it touches. And it's a slow-mo motion of the cane is falling down. And all that Chef Amari does, he doesn't stab Wonka. He just knocks off his top hat. And then we find out what is underneath Wonka's top hat.
Fuck yeah. And that's and they leave it on a cliffhanger, and they say, stay tuned for the next season.
And that's how they get you. And then they're like, a preview of the next season, it's just Jujubee going, I'm back!
And then a guy with even longer sideburns says, I am a new man who you've never seen before, ever. Wait, no. Or alternatively, if Amari doesn't win and Wonka just kind of like taps Adam Driver's centaur on the tide, and it turns out Adam Driver's centaur is actually like really bad at running, and he just kind of like flops over, and Wonka just goes, "Aw, sucks to suck," and then the credits roll.
I love this. Felicia, I fucking love this show and I want to watch it. I want it to be real.
I want to watch this so bad.
Oh my God.
We've made the best reality show of all time.
We really did. I want to run this through with different people now. Like each week is a different. Oh my God. I'm so excited about this. We gotta pitch this.
We gotta pitch it.
We gotta pitch this. It totally makes sense. People will be like, what the fuck is that finale though? And what kind of budget do you think we have to have chocolate waterfalls and fire and shit? And we can't have people. They're like, boxes.
Okay, so there's a mole, but the mole is already, and the mole is also doing a true crime documentary. And we're like, yes.
No. Do you see how many different like media crossovers you can have to ensure you get more sponsors to make money? Because if you have the docu-series and you have people making the podcast about the docu-series, and if you have Wolf Blitzer on there, that brings in like the CNN crowd. And then if you do that, like Ira Glass could be next. I'm just saying, you've opened up a whole new world of people you can bring into the reality TV show universe, and we're the ones changing it.
Coming up to the stage, it's Malcolm Gladwell. Oh my God.
Ooh, looks like he's not an outlier anymore. Come on in, buddy.
Who's coming on to the competition? Oh my goodness, Polish philosopher Slavoj Žižek.
Oh,
I never would have expected it.
Do you feel a calming sense in the room? That's right. There she goes, Brené Brown. Daring greatly as she comes up onto the stage.
Who is that? I didn't finish I thought I had someone and then it left my brain as soon as I started talking. Who is that? It's that guy you bought a toaster from 8 years ago. It's Jack.
Hey guys, it's me, Jack.
Leonardo DiCaprio, I didn't think you'd come so early. Anyway,
so did that,
who's next? Daniel Day-Lewis?
He retired and then he came back.
I retired from acting. I didn't retire from being a fucking legend. That's his entrance line. They all have entrance lines. It's like Drag Race.
Oh, I love that.
Anyway,
did that experience inspire any predictions for you?
Oh, God, I have been so wrapped up in this Wonka reality show that I forgot that the Wonka movie was happening and was so all in on this.
Same. I was like, I thought about the movie and I was like, that's going to be boring. Fine, whatever. I guess we'll watch that movie at some point.
Maybe, we're going to see, do you think Chef Amari might do something with Warner Bros. For the release of Wonka? I feel like that's in the realm of possibility.
For fucking sure. Yeah.
So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that's a possibility. How about
you? Well, let's see. I've eaten a Google cluster today. I feel like it's going to be a product, and I think it's going to be like a kid's like DIY make your own Wonka candy. Like it's going to be one of those kits you get, and it's going to be so kids can like do easy bake oven stuff, but the whole thing is Wonka themed, and maybe you get to make your own nerds or something.
And yes, we will do it.
Yes. 3,000. I mean, I bought this out of Cracker Barrel. I was taking a shit out. Okay, like this is the Google Cloud. I'm in. We're in.
Fucking committed.
We're stuck. We're in.
We just spent an hour and a half imagining a hypothetical reality show that will never exist. Unfortunately, everybody else's loss.
Yeah,
we're fucking in. Okay,
we're all in, baby.
We're all in, baby.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that this finally got to happen.
That was a very fun episode.
I highly enjoyed this time together.
Me too, as well.
I hope that you guys, what would the Wonka reality show look like for you? And if it's not anything like ours, then just know that it sucks, most likely.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Ass. Who would you want to see on our reality show? That's
and you know what? Email us that.
Email us that at wonkarapture@gmail.com. Because we will probably never stop talking about this reality show concept, and we'll always be thinking about it in the back of our heads. This podcast is called Wonka Watch, but honestly, it should just be called Wonka Watch. But Elaine and Felicia are just going to talk about the reality show they made up once because they think it's the best idea ever made on this planet.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, we made it a couple months and, we're settled now. So
we're settled in.
We're creatures.
Y'all are in for the long haul.
You're in for the long haul, Be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Wonka Watch. And again, email us wonkarapture@gmail.com. We love to hear your theories, takes, and any other fun little giggly goo-goo clusters you got for us. If you want to help support this podcast, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Wonka Watch. Thank you. And you know, it's really hard to be such creative geniuses pitching all these really cool, hard-hitting shows. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, Felicia, it's really not that important.
It's really not that important, and it makes me very sad to say. But I think you would say differently if you saw Chef Amari Guichon on the back of Adam Driver's Centaur.
Okay, wait, every time Wonka eliminates someone, he just goes, Gerald, you're really not that important. Bye.
Oh my god. Bye.
It's chocolate.